Hi everyone, I'm Stacy Frazier. Welcome back to the Femme Fatale Files. If you tuned in for part 1, you already know we had an awesome conversation with Shana. But in part 2, we go even deeper. This time, we're diving into some other interesting topics. Everything from prioritizing self-care and looking for the signs of depression, to sharing our vulnerabilities and what it means to feel out of alignment. Shana also gives us her insights on feeling confident and strong, and we even break down her personal style evolution and go-to beauty products. Plus, she's got some great advice on shopping for wardrobe basics and what she's most excited about next. If you missed part 1, I definitely recommend going back to catch that first. And don't forget to check back. There will be more incredible guests coming soon. All right, let's get into it. Part 2 starts now. Shana, how do you prioritize self-care in your daily routine? And what are some rituals or practices that keep you grounded?
How do I practice self-care? That's a good question. I'll be honest, the last 2 years, I was not prioritizing myself for self-care at all. I guess my version of self-care was, we're going to go through IVF and we're going to try to get pregnant. So I guess I was prioritizing self-care, but it was just that. It was very focused. I'm going to eat like this. I'm going to take the supplements. I'm going to do all the things. But it wasn't meeting my criteria of what I think self-care is, which is probably why I fell into the hole again until I talked to you and came out of the hole. Because I realized for me, self-care isn't like what other people think it is, because we all have a different definition. Working out is huge for me, even when I don't want to do it. Just being physically fit is my way of feeling strong. Maybe it's not as healthy sometimes because, you feel like you're in control when you're physically fit. But for me, that was like, I couldn't prioritize it because I wasn't able to work out during that whole time. And then, this is going to sound really depressing, but just washing my hair or taking a shower. Didn't care.
That's depression.
Care. I know, right? And I joke about it only because that's the only way to get through it, right? But I used to talk to my sister, she's a marriage and family counselor, and I was like, if you don't feel like taking a shower, would you say that I'm depressed? And she's looking at me and she's like, well, there are other criteria that you have to meet. And so she's asking me questions. She's like, I don't think you are, but it's possible that you may be down a path, right? She's just trying to help me out. I'm thinking, okay, I'm just checking because I'm pretty miserable. And I'll be honest, during that whole time, we were also shooting a movie and I felt really insecure through the whole
Oh my God.
I'm not good enough. I shouldn't even be here. I look horrible. It was just a lot of talking down to myself. Again, part of self-care is being good to yourself, talking really politely to yourself. And I think that comes in different forms of meditation, journaling. But also to ourselves.
Also asking your sister, am I okay? Asking somebody and letting them know that you're concerned about your well-being is a something that we need to remember to do for self-care. Can I tell you, I'm going to just interject something. It's kind of funny, but it was important because during the pandemic, I felt like it was after lockdown had gone away and we were able to live our lives a little bit. And so I went to get my first haircut and I was crying in the car on the way to my haircut. And I'm like, that's not normal. That's not right. I should be excited. Why am I crying? And so I thought, oh, fuck, I am depressed. And I have been depressed for months and I wasn't catching it. And so, because you tell yourself, I'm okay. So I went to a doctor. I just went to an urgent care doctor immediately. And I was like, I think I'm depressed. I need for you to write me a prescription because I had that in the past. And
And he's like, okay, I have to ask you some questions. Well, urgent care is not used to getting people coming in like, I'm depressed, help me. And so he's like reading through the questions. And at the end, he goes, oh my God. He's like, I am so glad that you came in today because reading through these questions, I realized I'm also depressed. And
are you being serious?
yes.
Wow.
And so I just thought, holy shit, like I was so grateful that I reached out to somebody who was not looking after their own mental health. He didn't know the questions, you know? So I think we have to look out for each other that way, not just by asking if people are okay, but by sharing and being vulnerable.
Also, it feels embarrassing. Like, what's wrong with you? You have everything going for you. What is your problem? That's me telling that to myself. Like,
well, I think for me now, looking at my depressions, because whenever I've gotten help for it, it's like clinical depression for situational things that are going on. And so I always think if I'm feeling depressed, like for me personally, it's not necessarily a chemical imbalance. It's something is out of alignment. Like my desires for my life are not matching the reality of my life. So
you just said exactly where I am right now. And it's because again, I'm embarrassed. It seems silly. We just bought a beautiful home that we're working on. I have a beautiful son. I have an incredible career. I've got amazing friends and family. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. And I think that's where our expectations can create issues. So like, really, there is some value in trying to keep your expectations a little bit lower, you know?
It's so true. And not low I was just telling this woman yesterday. So I was at the gym yesterday and I'm working with Iris. She's a 10-time Miss Olympia. Okay. She's amazing. But I was talking to her and I go, I've set my expectations for my fitness the next couple months real low. And she started laughing and she goes, but look at you. You're very strong. I mean, I can tell you're doing what you need to do. And I said, no, I know I'm going to do what I need to do. Except I used to set them so high that I would kill myself to get there.
Right.
And instead, I'm thanking myself for doing what I need to do and being okay that if I couldn't do the extra, that I didn't need to do it. It's so weird to explain, but it's like, you're right. I had to set it here instead of here so that I don't set myself up to fail and then be upset at myself for what? Like the time is still going to pass. I'd like to get fit over the next course of a few months because we have a movie premiere coming. I have a cruise. I have amazing things I want to do. And during that time, I want to feel good. I want to feel strong. Somebody's like, oh, you want to try to lose 15, 20 pounds? I'm like, no. I don't care how much weight I lose. I just want to feel confident, strong, and beautiful, period.
Yeah. And that's not that hard to do. I don't think it's that hard to do.
It's not.
Oh my gosh. So I talked about this in my last video. This woman, Amy, I don't know her last name. It might be Taylor, but she's in this band, Emile and the Sniffers from Australia. And I just watch her performances when I need like a little boost, you know? And I realized, oh my God, I think she is a bodybuilder. Because she was doing like the bodybuilder pose while she's performing on stage and she looks so fit. And I just thought, oh man, that's an important lesson for women. I think like to get that confidence, that natural confidence is focusing on your actual physical strength can create your mental strength as well.
Yes. And again, like answering your question, you know, where I am today versus 10 years ago, you know, you focus on being strong. And if you focus on being strong, everything else will kind of fall into line. Like it'll fall into place. You know, if you just focus it. And strength is hard to measure, which is really good because losing weight and all this other stuff is easy to measure and you usually fail at it. And you get like really wrapped up in it. But it's hard to measure strength because if you feel good, you're like, oh, okay, check, accomplished. You know,
exactly.
Instead of like, did I lose 2 pounds this week? You know,
It's the worst. That's the worst. Oh, by the way, I really loved your Botox video that you and Edwina did.
We did a
I
Botox video?
Well, you did one about aging, and it's just
Oh,
the two of
yes.
you sitting there. And I also did a Botox video recently where I was talking about like, should people get Botox before their photo session?
Don't do it.
No, I want to see expression. So anyway, you can look at mine. I'll revisit yours. But
Yes.
so you have always found a way to express yourself in a way that feels true to who you are. How has your style evolved over the years, and what makes you feel confident and sexy these days?
I think my style has evolved in a way that I think has a little bit more sophistication, maybe.
I
But
agree with that.
yeah, I think there's a level of, you know, maturity. I think I appreciate finer fabrics and tailoring than I used to, you know, and I think as our bodies also evolve, we're looking for things that maybe flatter us a little bit more. And on the flip side, I think also I'm willing to kind of experiment a little bit more with flashier things because I'm not so concerned about what other people think.
Yes.
I mean, even though I was like expressing myself back then, I was still concerned.
Right. Because you're still discovering for yourself who you are and what
Yeah.
you like. And let's be real, like what we like shifts and changes throughout the years.
How about throughout the day? Like some days I want to wear vintage, you know, 60s, 70s pieces. And then the next day I want to look really modern and clean and maybe no color with like a pop of, you know, lipstick, or maybe more corporate. Maybe I'm feeling more casual. I don't know. I think I like to have fun every day. I don't, you know how people say, oh, who's your style inspiration? There's so many out there that are my style inspiration.
That was another question I was going to ask. Like, do you have any style icons that you look to on a regular basis for inspiration?
You know, I love our peers. There's so many women out there that I love when they come on and they just kind of throw it all out there. And and some, I can really appreciate women who kind of stick to one style too, because I can't. So I always am inspired by those women that can just like, this is who I am. I'm a Kate Middleton, clean, you know, always like monochromatic. And I'm like, how do you do that? Because today I wanted to wear this, and this is not, Kate Middleton would probably not wear this. And that's just not who I am, right? But I can always appreciate that.
Sometimes I don't know how to define my style until somebody else does it for me. And when I was dealing with my mother dying and I was trying to pack everything up to go take care of her, I had a couple of friends come in. Kat was one of them. And I remember I was giving all my clothes away. Like, I can't carry all of this with me. You know, I need to get rid of everything and start new, because everything felt like a heavy weight at that moment. And so I remember one of my friends, she was like, wow, like you really pay attention to textures in your wardrobe. And I guess I had never noticed that before, but yeah, like I love different fabrics and just different textures and finishes, you know?
I love that.
Yeah. So like every once in a while, maybe it's a good idea to have somebody come and do like a wardrobe audit for you. And you would be amazing at that. So I love.
And I guess that is kind of what Edwina and I do. You know, after COVID, we couldn't do the show because we couldn't go to people's houses. And that's kind of what stopped it. But yeah, there is something about somebody coming in and kind of looking at you from a different lens, like a different perspective. And you're like, oh, interesting. I never realized I did that.
How can people find your new series? Because I'm not sure I even knew about that, Shana, and it sounds so amazing.
So it's on our YouTube channel. It's still on Thrifters Anonymous. The first series is we actually posted that series. If you go into playlists, you'll see a playlist called "This Is Who I Am."
Okay, let's get back to Femme Fatale. So, are there any films, songs, artists, or literature that ties into the Femme Fatale theme for you?
It's funny. I'm so inspired by the most random things. I'm trying to think. I mean, music usually empowers me, but who are the artists? I mean, my goodness, I can name artists that I love that, you know,
That give you that vibe, that make you feel that like strength and confidence.
I mean, we're talking like old school, like Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Control. Man, she used to give me so much confidence. Just the way that she moved and her confidence with her songs about, just being in control and, not letting anyone push them around.
Oh my God. I did not listen to Janet Jackson enough, apparently, because wow, I love that message.
Oh, she's incredible, but she's also an incredible artist. I mean, she's up there dancing, singing all at the same time.
Are there any beauty products you're loving right now?
Let's see. You know what? Okay, it's funny because you said the Botox video. So I have not tried Botox. So that was the whole point of the video, is that Edwina and I both are like, we have not tried Botox. We're really trying to just, age gracefully. I have to thank my mother and my grandmother for the genes, and my father.
That helps. That
helps. But as far as like products go, I'm actually really loving the Iliad skin tint. I love because, people like, I can't use foundation. Like I can't put on.
Girl,
I can't.
You inspired me. You inspired me with the skin tint, and
I did.
I got it in London. I bought it in London. I think I bought too light of a shade because it didn't work for me.
I use that with a little drop of you can put it in a foundation too. Like if there is a foundation you really love, you can drop a little bit of the tint and mix it so that it's a little bit more, because foundation can be really heavy, and I just don't, unless you're doing photography and it's specific photo shoot on an everyday basis, I really love that. But I've been loving, just Caudalie makes a really nice night cream that I really love. I love my Rodan and Fields, not sponsored.
Yeah.
I love their skin treatment. I use the sensitive skin, and my skin loves it. It loves the moisturizer. It loves the sensitive skin treatment that you put on beforehand. And one thing I've learned is I don't wash my face in the morning. I only wash my face at night.
Interesting.
At least I had a drier like skin, but because I let the oils in the morning kind of stay on, and then I put my moisturizer, I feel like that's really kind of changed my skin. Like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Let me just tell everybody, if you can't tell from this video, in person, Shana's skin looks just angelic. It's like she is just glowing. And
it's the skin tint. I'm just kidding.
And you know what? I need to give it another chance. I just need to get a different color, I think. But I am going to try it in other foundations.
Yeah, you can put it in a foundation too.
I really love oh my gosh, what is Lady Gaga's?
I heard House Labs.
Yes, her foundation is so beautiful. It's almost like skin-like, but it's just a tad too warm. So I feel like if I add that skin tint, it will be perfection.
That would be, that probably would be really, really nice. And I love like what is it called? It's the blush by Selena Gomez's line. She has the cream blushes, and those are really nice too, because I feel like it keeps your skin kind of glowing. And I think that's the key, right? As we get older, like you want your skin to be glowing. I don't need a matte face. Like
Right. Yeah, I like a dewy finish for sure. If you needed to find an everyday, like basic wardrobe piece, and you didn't want to go to a thrift store, what store would you go to find a basic?
Marshalls.
Oh my God. I
What?
forgot about Marshalls. Oh my God.
Don't forget about Marshalls.
We had a whole relationship with Marshalls during our time together.
I love Marshalls. Marshalls has my heart. It was my mom's favorite store. We used to go there all the time. That and TJ Maxx, they're one and the same. But right now they have House of Harlow. I don't know if you've seen Nicole Richie's line.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with it. And I love her jewelry. These are House of Harlow. I love all her jewelry. They're really good quality. Oh, this top is House of Harlow.
What?
I know, I'm obsessed with it. First of all, it's very expensive. So if you were to go to the department store or like Revolve, I'm sure you've heard of Revolve online.
Yes, yes.
The problem with Revolve, it's revolving, which means that everybody buys it. And if you show up, somebody's going to be wearing what you're wearing. So be very careful, ladies.
Yeah,
very
I'm not
careful.
into it.
But House of Harlow, her fabrics are super thick. The knits are knitting. Like she's just very creative. And she pulls from the 60s and the 70s, which I love.
Oh my God, that's my era.
Like 2-piece sets, wide legs, silks, lots of pattern and color. She just has something, whatever she's doing, whoever her creative team is, they're doing really well. And people buy from Marshalls and then they go and resell it on Poshmark for like 3 times the price.
Oh my God.
Something, grab it. They're usually around anywhere from like 30 to 60 to $120. And they're all worth it. I'm obsessed with anything House of Harlow. So Marshalls would be my first stop. I love their clothing and accessories. The jewelry is on point right now. So if you're looking for fun, like jewelry, kind of ease you into fall, any sort of like, they carry Bobble Bar. I mean, all those fun pieces are there and they're really good quality. And then for shoes, my secret place, it's both Edwina and I's secret place. Ross.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got a pair of Doc Martens from Ross that I've been wanting from Nordstrom. I almost bought them last year, but they were $140. And I was like, I don't need Doc Martens for $140.
Wow.
And we went to Ross, sent me a picture. She's like, they have your white Doc Martens and they're $40.
So Shana, you were one of the original influencers. And your platform is still growing, strong, and evolving. What advice do you have for women who want to build something meaningful and authentic for themselves?
Honestly, I think if you want to create something, it's got to come from, if you're not passionate about it, you don't love it, it's a hard road, and you'll probably find yourself wanting to give up very quickly. And so the best advice is just to stay true to who you are. And kind of what we talked about in the very beginning of this was just make sure that you are staying true to who you are, even if everyone else is doing something different. If at any point in your starting your passion or whatever it is you want to do, you find that you're not being yourself, stop and regroup.
Yes. That is great advice. If it's
not working, just, okay, that didn't work. You know what? I realized this is not what I want to do. And I think like allowing yourself to be okay with that. It's okay. Like you started one path, I thought I wanted to do that, but I just realized that's not what I want to do. And you just need to stop and regroup. Because if you don't, you'll get down a path and like I said, you'll just want to quit. Because you just won't, you don't love it enough. Because I think we're looking for that reward. We want to see the followers. We want to see the engagement. We want to know that we're doing a good job. How come nobody's saying anything? Something's wrong with me. I'm not doing it right.
Yep.
And it's like, but no, hold on. My success is not based on what people are giving me. It has to be based on what I feel good about and what I love and what's true to me.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so what are you most excited about as you move forward? Are there any new projects or personal goals that you're especially passionate about?
I think right now I'm really passionate about getting our local boutique up and running because it's going to be so much more than just a thrift store. We're going to see it as a place that people can come and express themselves. We're going to host meetings for Thrifters Anonymous. I want it to be our movie set. So if we're going to do our new series, This Is Who I Am, instead of taking you to the local thrift store that isn't owned by us, we're going to take you to our thrift store. So we're going to style you in the pieces that we've curated ourselves and the pieces we've designed. So we're excited about that. We're excited. I'm really excited about our new home. We just bought a new home. So that's more of a personal project. I am entering into the One Room Challenge starting in October to kind of share the renovation and DIY projects we're going to do with our house. It's a mid-century home. It's built in the 60s. And we're finally at a point where I can start to share that project. So that's part of me revamping my blog. We're going to start with my son's bathroom. So I'm excited to kind of share those projects because I think why I've been so, in disarray is I just don't have a home yet, right? Like you don't realize when you move until you find a place where you feel comfortable and stable, you're like out of whack. So the home is the personal project. Our boutique is an exciting project. And of course, I'm a broker by day. I sell insurance and I work with some incredible companies locally. And I think in my career now, 23 years later, I've been doing this for 23 years. I finally found a confidence in me to say, that's who I want to work with. Rather than them picking me, it's me picking them.
Yes.
And that's been exciting. Like in our careers, no matter what you do for a living, oftentimes we wait for people to choose us. And I realized one day I woke up, I was like, no, I'm good at what I do, really good at what I do. I'm going to go and I'm going to see who I want to work with. Now, of course, I got to earn their business, but I really pointed out the few companies that I really wanted to work with. And I'm really starting to go after them now. And I never did that before. And I think that's a new confidence.
Well, that is exactly what I'm doing with this Femme Fatale Files series, reaching out to women that I am inspired by. And you were the first person that I thought of. And I'm so happy that we got to collaborate together again on the photos, the blog post, and now this video. So is there anything else you would like to share before we?
Just a thank you to you for just giving me the opportunity to express myself and seeing and having the confidence in me that I could help you on this journey. I'm very honored to be the first one in this series. And I was honored 10 years ago when you chose me to be a part of your journey.
I didn't choose you. The people chose you.
No.
Shana.
Okay, the first journey the people chose, but I feel like you had to make a choice every day to take on my crazy, wacky ideas.
What? Are you kidding? Oh my God, I loved it. Listen, if they didn't choose you, I probably would have anyway. We had so many good times. Glamping is still like a favorite. Oh my God.
I still want to fit in that Dolce & Gabbana outfit I wore for that shoot. But let me just tell you, you have helped me to become the woman I am today. That book that you made for me, I have it. I cherish it. I look through it and it just reminds me of a time, I'm not going to start crying, of when I felt very lost. I was missing my mother. I still do. But if she was here, she would have been so proud of me for embracing who I am, because she was all about embracing, your sexuality, your femininity, your masculinity. There's so many things to embrace as a woman. And I feel like you helped me embrace them all. And then you brought me back. And here I am embracing them again for like what do we call it? When you do something again and you want at the end of a show, when you do something again, you want.
Oh my God. Where people are like, bravo, bravo. And then you come out for a.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God, what is it?
I feel like people out there are screaming, like, what the word is. What is
an encore. It's an encore. It's an encore, But you know what? It's the first of many encores. I really believe that we have so many more encores personally and together. Like the next time you're here, we're doing something.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't
know.
wait. And I can't wait to see the women and men. Are you doing men? I had somebody ask me about that.
Oh, were they interested in a shoot?
I don't know. I need to ask. Somebody had messaged me about it because they saw your the photos of me on their thing, and they're like, "Oh, I think they might be in New York." So it's something to think about. Anyways, I can't wait to see everyone that you help on their journey, and I can't wait to hear their stories. And I'm so excited about your YouTube journey. It's very exciting. I'm going to tell Edwina on our next "This Is Who I Am" episode on Thursdays. I wanted to talk about it, so I will make sure to share this series with our TA fam, because I know that they're going to find, it as inspiring as we have. And maybe some of them are in the New York City area and they'll want to come out and shoot with you.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be amazing. And so you did ask, am I photographing men? I just want to address that. So I have rebranded to where it's photography for women in French. So it's not too offensive to men. So that means like if they really want me to do a shoot with them, if they're excited about, having me photograph them, of course, I'm open to that. Let's talk. But like ideally, mostly I'm concentrating on women. And it's not even just the everyday women. Like I'll do model test shoots now because those are a lot of fun. And I see so many dreams in these women that I want to help. I want to be a part of them succeeding. So whatever your photographic needs are, call me, message me.
Stacey's your girl, guys. If you're just looking for that confidence, or you already have the confidence and you're just ready to share it with the world.
Yeah.
She's definitely the one, and excited. But yes, thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you to everyone listening. The new, what is your YouTube channel called?
I'm pretty sure it's just Stacey Frazier.
Stacey Frazier. Okay.
And it still leads with my old sizzle reel for the TV show we almost had.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. Yes. Hey.
That'll have to change. Maybe it'll be this one day.
This will be your own reality show. I mean, you should just be filming while you're walking to your studio space. I mean, I want to see that stuff. Who else wants to see the behind the scenes of photographer in New York City? I'm interested.
I mean, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll start doing more behind the scenes, but I do post a lot of what I'm experiencing in the area on my personal page. So if you're following my business page, Stacey Frazier Photography with an IE, it's the French way of saying photography. Yeah, go ahead and follow me, my personal Stacey Frazier, to see all the New York City moments.
I'll tag you on there as well. We're under TA approved for Thrifters Anonymous, and throw it in the cart for our boutiques. We do have our online boutique too. So if people are wanting to shop our new Mes Deux Amis merchandise, which is also French for my two friends. Look at us.
We're so French, Shana. We are so French. I mean, I really am, I think. I think my last name means strawberry in French. The French gave it to the Scottish, my last name. So
well,
I've got a little...
Dahan, it's pronounced in French. Dahan. Dahan is a French... my father, my family's from Morocco, and then they moved to Paris.
Oh my God. I did not know that they moved to Paris. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I can see it now. I can see it. You've got that vibe.
Whatever that vibe is, I can't wait to find it.
It's the best. It's the best vibe there is. Okay. So is there any way people can contact you if they would like to reach out?
Yeah. So throw it in the cart lv@gmail.com is our email. If you guys are interested, if you're local or traveling to Las Vegas and want to be part of This Is Who I Am, we are casting right now. And so you can email us there. You can find me on my personal Instagram, ShanaEmily_, and my blog, shanaemily.com, hopefully for our new revamping. And I'll share more of the beautiful pictures that Stacey took of me, and I will start sharing again. I promise we're alive. We're getting so many emails and comments. We're doing well, and we will be back very soon. So you can also find us on Thrifters Anonymous on YouTube.
thank you so much for being here and for sharing your journey with all of us. It's been so amazing to catch up and to hear how you've grown and to celebrate this next chapter together. I couldn't think of a better person to kick this series off with, and I know that everyone watching is going to feel just as inspired by you as I am. Thank you again for being the strong, beautiful, and empowering woman that you are.
Oh, thank you, Stacey, for having me on. It has been a special treat to be back in your life, and I'm so excited about what's to come for you. And I just feel very honored to be a part of the Femme Fatale series, and I can't wait to meet all the women who are going to share their journeys and their special photo shoot with you, because I know that you're going to change so many women's lives during this project. So thank you again.
Oh my God, I love you so much.
Mwah.
And to everyone watching, thank you so much for tuning into this first episode of Femme Fatale Files. Stay tuned for more inspiring conversations with amazing women who are embracing their strength, confidence, and femininity on their own terms. Until next time, I'm Stacey Frazier, and I'll see you soon.